Why are some coaches able to find their people authentically where others struggle to feel authentic in their business? Why can some coaches sell without selling while others feel salesy and end up avoiding inviting altogether? And why are some coaches able to build really strong and profitable businesses while other coaches feel stuck and they stop before they even start? In this free 4-part series, I'll share some of the answers to these questions so you too can grow a business that allows you to stay home and coach full time. If that sounds like you or something that you want to achieve in your business, stay with me. My name is Ashley Shaw, and I'm the founder of the Fitness Leader Institute, the Done For You social posting strategy, as well as the creator of the Social Selling Simplified podcast. And if you haven't heard this story before, I grew my online coaching business from having 0 clients, literally 0. I was working as the president of a fitness company and knew that I wanted to get that revenue coming in online so that I could stay home with my future children and I could move to Brights Grove, Ontario, and live with my husband again because we were living on opposite sides of Canada at the time. And my business really, I had nothing to start with. I didn't have a list of, warm people to go from. And I went from 0 people, 0 clients to over 14,000 coaches paying me to help them with social media. So I went from 0 people and a community on Facebook of 10,000 coaches that I help every single day. And I retired my husband from oil and gas so that we can stay home with our now 8-week-old daughter, Coco. So I want to welcome you to this brand new 4-part mini series, which is called Attracting Your Ideal Customer with Authenticity. So in this first video today, you're going to discover why this proven method for finding people is all going to help you get really, really clear on how to actually do this with authenticity. This is going to immediately help you start to build that consistency in your business and start feeling that achievement again that you really most likely started off with wanting to feel because you were seeing so much momentum in your own results that you just want to translate that into coaching and help other people feel that way too. So once you get all this down, you're going to start experiencing what it's like to grow your business. And it's going to all of a sudden, you hear those stories of an overnight success. It's going to feel like that because it's going to really start to take off. So if you're a coach and you don't know how to sell without selling, or you want to sell using social media, but you aren't getting engagement, stay with me because you're going to discover why coaches like you and coaches like me can grow your business and why it's critical to learn how to authentically find customers right now. Keyword authentically, not through the old hey girl hustle. So the goal of this workshop that I'm providing, this 4-part video series, is really, really simple. It's to help you as a coach find your people without all the sales slime, without feeling icky, without feeling like you're preying on your family and friends. It's to really lock down that strategy to help you feel like you've got an authentic business that you can grow, that you feel really, really proud of. So today I'll show you what's possible when you take down the salesiness and start thinking about your coaching business in a whole different way. This is going to blow your mind because it's something that nobody teaches, but it's so important as the foundational steps of thinking about your business differently. And that's going to give you a greater opportunity to experience what it's like to be yourself in your business, to attract people like you, and to get that amazing feeling of alignment. Now, this is something that often gets missed in our business. We just want to follow what everyone else is doing. We look to other coaches, we scroll social media, and then we come back and we try to do what they do, and we feel out of alignment. The business feels icky. We stop investing time in it, and all of a sudden it feels like maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should give up. It's not working for me. So if you're ready to make this happen, keep watching. So before we dig in, I've got to warn you about something that's really critically important. And not paying attention to it virtually guarantees staying stuck in your business. So right now, you may think it's hard to sell without selling. But what if that actually didn't have to be that way? What if that wasn't the case? And what if instead you didn't struggle when it came to attraction? I may get this, it could be pretty different from what you've heard before about building your coaching business, but I promise you, the side of this does exist. Your business doesn't have to feel like a hustle. It doesn't have to feel like you're grinding, you're, just like pasting, repeat, sending message, being ghosted, getting no's. Like it doesn't have to feel heavy. Your business can feel light. It can feel like you're living in the world of abundance. Your business can pay for all your bills. Your business can retire your spouse. Your business can do all these things. But we first have to get through this fundamental shift that has to happen. So this fundamental shift is one reason why this method that I'm going to teach you guys works so well. In fact, you might have already tried to attract your audience before, either using scripts you were given and ended up feeling like a bad dose of commission breath, like you just couldn't get behind them and you couldn't keep doing it. Or you may have gotten away from the scripts altogether because you felt like, they don't work for me at all. They're not me. But then you got stuck because you're like, I don't actually know what to say at all. So you're a deer caught in headlights and you don't send anything and you don't take any action. So either way, no matter which side you're on, sending scripts you can't stand really behind or feel icky or just not inviting at all, either way, it probably didn't work out the way you hoped. So today you'll see how to do this in a totally, totally different way. And I'm sure you'll agree, trying to find your people authentically isn't always as simple as some people make it seem. It always comes with its challenges. Maybe you're unsure what to say, you aren't seeing results with what you're putting out there, or you've even thought to yourself, maybe this coaching business isn't for me. You wonder, can I really find my people without being a salesy sales shark? If this sounds familiar, I get it. So many of us have tried these exact same things. And we've heard that little voice of doubt in our head wondering like, oh, is this even possible? Is my partner right? Are my friends right? This is a scam. It's never going to work, right? I'm here to show you that your business can be everything you want it to be and more. So that's why in this video, I'm going to demystify the process of authentically pulling people to you, which will save you a ton of time, right? Like if you think about it that way, not having to go after people, but your message is consistent, you're authentic, and people are just naturally coming to you. That is what we want, right? So in this first video, I'm going to share a method that I've used, and it's also been through a ton of trial and error that I've really found this to work. And what it's called is the emotional bank account. So the thing with the emotional bank account is that if you're feeling stuck and overwhelmed, it's going to serve as a tremendous resource to help eliminate that frustration and help you get back into alignment with your values around helping people, which is why you started doing this in the first place. So maybe you're a coach to others, or maybe you're a network marketer trying to build a following and want to use social media to sell. Either way, you're in the right place, because after this video, you'll know how to attract people with authenticity. And I developed this framework for you because I saw so many coaches and people in network marketing that became completely sidetracked while trying to find people organically. For example, I saw health and fitness coaches who were trying to grow their business and find their people in social before they knew how to build that base of authenticity. You're just given the scripts, bum tap, way you go, right? So if you don't have that base of authenticity, people don't know how to know, like, and trust you. And if you're inexperienced at how to do this, you aren't getting the engagement you want. And it's often because that authentic foundation isn't in place. You're told to just share your story, but there's more to it than just that, right? Because if there wasn't, then what you would be doing right now would already be working. And we know that if you're watching this video and you're already this deep into it, you're here for a reason. The universe is giving you a sign. I could go on, but as you probably were just like me, I needed someone to clarify. I needed someone to simplify. And in full transparency, I was there too. That was exactly my story. I didn't know how to go from feeling stuck and inexperienced to, oh, this is how social media works. This is how people can come to me. So before I outline the idea of the emotional bank account and how I use it in my business and the specifics, you might wonder how I got into all of this and figured it out. So let me tell you so that you can understand exactly where this is coming from. It started when I knew I had to find people that I could help and pull them in without bombarding them with hey girl messages. So when I was telling you guys about when I first started my business, I was working full time as the president of a fitness company, and I had no idea where to start. So all I knew how to do once I realized there was an opportunity to help Beachbody coaches and fitness influencers and wannabe influencers and network marketers out there with social media posting templates, I realized that I needed to get in front of more coaches so that I could do more training. And I was just, hey girl, hustling people, exactly like you probably are, or you're avoiding doing, but you know, ultimately that's what everyone tells you to do. And so I wasn't sure that this was the right method because it felt very uncomfortable to ask people I didn't know or didn't talk to or have a relationship with, could they do me a favor, right? Or could I ask them a question about something? And to be honest, I doubted I could actually do it because I wasn't very good at social media. I didn't go to school for social media. Like none of that was in place. And I had no idea the steps I needed to take. I started with no following whatsoever. This wasn't like something I've always been passionate about in terms of the marketing side of things. Like I was on a shoestring budget and I just had a need to figure it out if I wanted my business to take off. Probably very similar to you, right? You didn't get in this to get a PhD in marketing. You're like coaching. I like fitness and health. I like my Shakeology. I like my things. And I just want to help people do the same. And there's this gap in between what you thought you would be doing to what you're actually doing now. And the bridge to get there is being able to market yourself on social media and get people to find you and come to you, right? If any of this sounds familiar, let me tell you, I know exactly what it feels like. I felt hopeless, I felt overwhelmed, and I questioned if I could even do it. But I was tired of spinning my wheels, and I knew that building a business that was authentic to me was really the key to keeping me motivated and finding my people. So I set out a way to make all of this happen. And once I got past my own objections and began investing in myself, I started to see this massive growth. And I set out to do this, and it's happened. And now I am 1000% myself on social media. I'm authentically myself without having to send hey girl messages or anything like that. And I'm finding people that I can help every single day. So it allows me to sell without 1 ounce of selling or feeling slimy or feeling icky, which is exactly what I was going for. And if you're ready to feel at home in your business and feel like all your values are in alignment as you move your business forward and feel that motivation to be consistent, you're going to love what's coming. So this story doesn't stop with me. Everything I'm about to share with you is the exact plan I followed to help find the people that I help now. And it's led to me finding my voice in my business. Most importantly, it means that you'll experience that authenticity and consistency in your business too. And that's what I want for you. So all coaches and social sellers could absolutely use that, right? Which is why I want to make this easy for you. So coming up, I'll share just how to do that. So the purpose of understanding this emotional bank account is to help you quickly know what it takes to talk to people on social so that they actually want to open up to you and you can find people that you can help. So I have a handout that I'm going to post in the show notes, just putting the final touches on it. So it will be there shortly. And this is going to help you give you the most value for the training. And so you'll be able to see that as soon as it's ready. We'll put it in the description here. And so as we go through the 5 steps, I want you to identify obvious areas of opportunity for your current situation and comment. Let me know how you're doing this right now. You guys ready? We're going to get started. So these are the 5 ways to fill up your emotional bank account. So the emotional bank account is not something that I came up with. This is something that I learned in sales that is really, really important in understanding how people know, like, and trust you and how to build out that foundation first. So this is a Stephen Covey term. And so if you've heard the term emotional bank account before, please drop it in the comments and let me know. So think about a bank account for a second here. We all know how a regular bank account works, right? You have to put something in to take something out. So we make deposits, we save up money, and when we need that money later, there's an opportunity to withdraw it. An emotional bank account is an account that is trust. It's built on trust. So instead of money, it focuses on what have you done for me and what have I done for you? And it's this flow that goes back and forth. It's an account based on how safe you feel with that other person. So we all know those people that when we get around them, all they do is ask for things. They want you to do this. They want you to support this. They want you to, pay for this, like all those things, right? It's like if you go out with a friend for, let's say, brunch all the time and you always pay, right? You start to feel a bit like I'm not sure if I can trust this person, right? It starts to bring trust into the mix. So that is what we're talking about here. It's this imaginary thing that exists with you and every single person in your network that you want to serve. So your future customers, you have an emotional bank account with all of them. So there are 6 ways that you make deposits, and you need to make deposits before you can start asking for things. So if you're out there feeling like, well, I'm trying to put myself out there, but nobody's responding, well, this needs to be in place first before you can expect people to just be liking your posts and be sending you messages and be engaging with your content. It needs to be in place first before you ask for anything. So the first thing is, number 1, understand the individual. This is all about understanding your ideal customer. This means listening intently to what the other person is saying and empathizing with how they may feel. It's important to care for others and act with kindness towards them. So what this really is saying is that it's not enough to think you know your ideal customer. It's so important to actually listen to their words. How do they describe things? What do they really want? So often we just jump the gun and we guess, and then we also maybe use our past experience, but we don't actually get what that other person really, really wants. And it's really important for you to know exactly what your ideal customer wants in their words so that you can start giving that to them. That's going to be something that's going to fill up that emotional bank account. If you're just guessing, chances are it's like you're trying to throw stuff into the bank account, but it's not going in because they don't care about it, right? So understand your ideal customer by listening intently to what the other person is saying and empathizing with how they may feel. Number 2, keep your commitments. So how do you feel when someone arrives right on time when you have a meeting? Or someone doesn't show up, or someone doesn't respect your time and they're late, right? How about when people simply do what they say they will do? You build up an emotional reserve by keeping commitments. So if you tell someone that you're going to do something, by following through and actually doing it, you're adding to that bank account. But if you say you're going to do something and then you don't do it, you're actually subtracting from it, right? So if you say you're going to hold a challenge, or you're going to email everyone with a recipe, or whatever it may be, do what you say you're going to do. Always follow that up. If you're saying you're running, let's say, a challenge, or you're doing something on your stories where you say you're going to do something, again, you have to do it. Maybe you have a team of coaches and this is something that because you have an emotional bank account with them too, right? And if you're always asking them to do things, but you're not doing it, that is going to play into this emotional bank account as well. Number 3 is to clarify your expectations. So we're not mind readers, and yet we consistently expect others to know what we expect of them. So communicating our expectations can help create this higher level of trust. When we ask for what we want, we get it. And then we can trust that person a little bit more. So when it comes to asking people what they want, we are able to put in more in that emotional bank account if we actually deliver, right? And we follow through on those expectations. It's the same when you invite people into your Facebook groups and your communities. If you're not clear with what you want of them, and how to be a part of the community, like engagement in the community, interaction, participation, all that sort of stuff, you're not going to get it. So you need to be really clear on what you expect, but also delivering when people tell you what they expect of you, right? Number 4 is attending to the little things. So don't you find that little things tend to become big things when they do not receive our attention? So doing the little things is how we honor and show respect for others. So it's little things like, saying happy birthday, or, texting your best friend when it's their birthday, that sort of idea, right? It's those small little things that add up that make us feel like, oh, like I have trust in this person. I like them. It's like your partner forgetting your anniversary. Seems like a small thing. It's not a small thing. It's that sort of stuff, right? Or if let's say your little ones are screaming and you need a little bit of help from your partner like stepping in and giving that little bit of extra effort, right? It feels like, oh, like I can trust this person, versus like if that's ignored, you never feel great about that interaction, right? So it's about those small kindnesses, a smile, a little extra effort, a hug, doing something you didn't have to. These are all things that build trust. So we go into this coaching thing and we expect everyone should engage with me. Everyone should interact with me. That's what, my purpose is here, is to get interaction and things from other people. What have you done to go interact with them? What have you done to send them a DM, ask them how they're doing in a way that you actually weren't expecting anything? There's a difference when you go like sniffing in with expectation versus when like you're actually just, you care about the person and you're just putting it out there. You see it's their birthday or those sort of things. I can always like sniff these people out because I get DMs all the time from people, and they'll see my social media or whatever, and they'll be like, oh, I think you'll rise to the top in our company and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, like beat it, like get out of here, and what instantly turns me off with that is like, you've never talked to me before. I have no idea who you are. And the first thing you're jumping to is that you want me to do something for you. So that's what I'm talking about here, right? Or somebody sends me one, I've never talked to them before. They send me one happy birthday message, and then they're like, you should totally come and work for me, blah, blah. Like, again, like people are not stupid. They see right through that, right? So it's like, it's an investment. You got to keep on filling up that bank account. You can't make one deposit and then expect to like pull out of that and withdraw from it right away. The next thing is showing personal integrity. Integrity is the moral floor upon which relationships are built. And when we operate with sound moral character, it makes it so much easier for others to trust us. So I like to think about it in this sense, like, how would I want to be treated? Because oftentimes we put stuff out there, but we don't think about, well, what if someone said that to me? We still like try to push through even though it feels uncomfortable. And if someone said it to you, you'd probably be like, oh, that wasn't cool. Like I would feel uncomfortable with that. So it's like putting stuff through your own lens first before you expect to put other people through that. That is operating with integrity, not treating anyone like you wouldn't want to be treated. And then the last one is apologizing when we make a withdrawal. So we'll make mistakes as part of life, but when you see you have violated a trust, sincerely apologizing is how we make a deposit to counteract the damage that we've done. So the thing is about the emotional bank account overall is when your trust level is high, it's because you've made a lot of these deposits. Communication is almost effortless, right? So you can be yourself and others understand and appreciate you. Then when you make mistakes or offend someone, unexpectedly, you draw on that reserve and the relationship still maintains a solid level of trust, right? So it's not often that this may happen in your business, but it's just an important one to note, right? To keep in mind. And our most precious relationships, if we think of the relationships we have with our spouse, with our kids, with our friends, with our boss, they require those constant deposits because those relationships to continue to grow and change. And with these changes come new expectations. So these relationships require constant investment. And so if you're really to think about that, the most important relationships require constant investment. Wouldn't it make sense that these customers, the ones that you want them to pull their credit card out of their wallet and pay somebody that they don't know at all, require a lot of TLC too? They require, like, you got to be thinking about it like this emotional bank account, because if you do, then you can start to make those deposits that add up to people wanting to do business with you. They need to know you, they need to like you, and they need to trust you before you can ever really get into that realm of asking them to do something for you. So now that you're clear on this concept of the emotional bank account, the big question is, how do you start attracting people to build that bank account with? Hands down, this is the most important key to growth for coaches. And if you don't attract people in, you can't grow your business. But if you feel like you're always attracting people just to sell them, then it means you're always going to feel stuck and frustrated. What if instead you could truly help them and that's actually what you were doing? This doesn't mean having to work harder, but it does mean you have to change your mindset around this, because when we think differently, we do things in our business differently. A way better result for the same amount of effort really is possible. Now, how do you change your mindset around selling? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to show you in the next video. So if you're a coach, this is going to serve as the foundation, so you'll see how to actually get your mind and your mindset in the right place, because you can't attract people if you're always in the state of fearing getting a no or trying to sell people. Like, you're never going to get to that high level of performance if that is holding you back. If you're trying to build a business using social, mindset is 90% of it, and you'll be able to quickly put this into practice to gain clients authentically. I'm going to introduce you to my 3-day mindset challenge and provide you with 3 super quick videos to use as an ongoing reference and tool. This is exactly what I have refined and been doing over and over in order to get my mindset in the right place. So this has taken 15 years of trial and error trying to figure out what works to keep my mindset in the right place. So once you know exactly what to do, you'll see it's easy to grow your business consistently, and I'll show you how in the next video. So before we go today, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me, what would life look like for you if you could stop selling in your business and start helping people? How would life be different when your people are right in front of you wanting to join you, and without you feeling like you need to sell them? And that's the main intention of that relationship. So I want you guys to let me know in the comments below. I'm going to read everyone and I'll respond to as many as I can. And if you found this video today helpful, please share it and definitely tag me. I'd love to see when coaches are developing themselves, and make sure to tag a friend or share the URL if you know that this is going to help somebody in their coaching business. So what you've learned here today is a simple process for establishing how to treat customers before they become customers. We're like backing up the bus here and thinking about this process totally differently. It's a game changer in helping you establish that trust and rapport that you need before you ask your customers or potential customers for anything. It's a key step along the way in reaching your goal. And that's when you can find people without selling. And more importantly, you can build the consistent and authentic business of your dreams. And what you're learning in this training puts you on the right path to get there. So, next up, we're going to talk about how to get your mindset right by following a simple process to help you coach full time and stay at home, and even retire your spouse if that's where you want to take it, like I have. I can't wait to help you guys in the next episode. So, I'll be here live again in Business Bootcamp on Tuesday, and I will be sharing with you all the things that you need to know to take that first step in your coaching business. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time in Business Bootcamp.